this is kind of interesting. This is just across several different industries, the cost of customer acquisition. And so I really like using other people's platforms and other people's stuff to acquire customers, because you're either going to pay it here or you can not pay it at all because you've tapped into other people's streams of revenue and platforms. So leveraging discovery and distribution, just a couple of great examples, I think, eBay and PayPal. So PayPal was able to stand on the back customer-wise of eBay by doing an integration with eBay. And that was really what helped PayPal take off. And then eBay bought PayPal. To me, that's a really good one. I like the partnership between Tim Ferriss when he wrote The 4-Hour Chef and the basically pirate site BitTorrent. And so Ferriss approached BitTorrent and said, how about if you don't really make any money when that happens from the product? How about if we work a deal where you can actually make money for the product? So he cut a deal with BitTorrent to give away, to basically torrent his 4-Hour Chef first 4 chapters, I think, or 90 pages, something like that. And that was for free, but then they did an upgrade offer to be able to buy it. And he sold 250,000 copies, I believe, of the book on the back of the pirated stream. So those pirates will actually spend money, it turns out. And I thought it was a brilliant partnership because it turned around what would have clearly been just steal 250,000 copies, right, to that. So I like that one a lot. I thought it was really, really smart. And then Airbnb leveraged Craigslist. So if you're not overly concerned with terms of service like Airbnb wasn't, and you want to launch, then they put on Craigslist, they had a posting by a lady that was talking, that basically said to everyone who was advertising rooms to let on Craigslist, hey, there's this other great service that you should check out. It's called Airbnb. And then they automated it and wrote a bot and spammed all of the different Craigslists and launched that company from that, which I thought was pretty interesting. Spotify was able to grow on the back of Facebook, as was Zania with most of its games. Zania got killed pretty hard. Spotify used it as a launch pad and didn't depend on it. That to me is a great lesson as well. And then Tinder. So Tinder, the dating app, was launched. She started by going around to all of the sororities that she belonged to a sorority. So she went to her sorority at all the different campuses and said, hey ladies, there's this great new app called Tinder, which I want to share with you. Now, so that I can show it to you properly, you just go on right now and we'll set up an account for all of you. Okay, great. Awesome. Okay, great. Now, so what you'll see is that there'll be lots of guys on there, and bear with me, there might be now, but there will be soon. So just wanted to let you know about this great app. Thank you for installing it. She'd go over to the fraternities and say, hey, guys, go on this app right now. Look at all the girls that are right here on campus that are on the app. And she did that around all of them and basically launched Tinder from that. That to me, brilliant. The other thing that I love is, because I think you mentioned Tony Hsieh and Zappos. You know, that business originally, the person that founded that business started, I don't remember what his name was, but he started with the hypothesis that he could sell shoes on the internet. And so to test the hypothesis, he went to a local shoe store and bought a pair of shoes at retail and then took pictures of it and posted it online to see if anyone would buy. And then somebody bought them, and so he sold them and shipped them to them at a loss. Then he went back to the shoe store and took several more pictures and bought several more pairs of shoes. And he did this until he proved that the model worked. So that would clearly not scale, but it was a way to test before to see if the market actually existed so that it made sense to enter into the relationships with the shoe manufacturers and build the site and all that stuff. And there's so many people. I wrote a post a while back called "Waiting for Your Pants." Are you waiting for your pants? And what I see over and over and over is people that build out everything in advance before they see that there is a market or before they see that they have a business. And that was because my son came to me and I said, hey, it's time for you to get out and get a job, and you need to go and do interviews and stuff. And then he came to me a couple days after that, and I said, how's it going? And he said, well, I'm waiting for my pants. And I was like, what do you mean you're waiting for your pants? So he said, well, I need to look good when I go to the interviews, so I'm not going to set anything up. I went out to the store and I bought some pants, and they're hemming the legs, and I don't have them yet, so I'm waiting for my pants to interview. And I'm like, well, that's a great metaphor for what all of us do, because a lot of us we have to get our logo done, and we have to get our entity set up and our business cards printed and all this other stuff before we do what we're going to do. And we do all that inconsequential, stupid stuff before we even know that we have a business. And so what I like about the guy that founded Zappos was he just said, screw it, I'm not waiting for my pants. I'm going to take a picture of this thing and post it and see if it's going to sell. And if it sells, cool. But I'm not going to build an app and a program and hire people and do dealer things before that happens. I just love that about that. But what's cool is this is the original letter that went out on Craigslist, and it says, hello, I'm emailing you because you have one of the nicest listings in Craigslist in the Tahoe and the insert place here area. And I want to recommend you to feature it on one of the largest vacation rental places on the web, Airbnb, with 3 million page views a month. Check it out now. That's what they spammed everybody on Craigslist with and built a 29 billion pound company. Yeah, and just a couple of leveraged virality plays too. Dropbox, things for you to think about. So Dropbox with a referral program started out, and what really launched them was that they were giving away their product that didn't cost them much at all to give away to get referrals. And so the more people you referred, the more you got paid in terms of storage. But what was really cool and smart was they also gave away their service based on your activating yourself as a great customer. So you can see that they said refer friends to Dropbox and you get 16 gigs of storage. Get started and take a tour of the basics so walk through their tour. They'll give you 250 megabytes for free. Connect your Facebook account so that they can spam your friends, only 125 megabytes, and connect your Twitter account, 125 megabytes. So they're paying you to do the things that will cause you to refer people, set them up to be referred, and also consume more of what they've got. I thought that was really, really, really smart. So some people that did that: Dropbox, Uber, Harry's, which is a shaving company, Groupon, Blue Apron, they all used bribes like this. OnePlus, the telephone company, to launch theirs, Naked Wine, and Gmail all used a waiting list with invites, so it was an exclusivity play. Etsy, Udemy, Tinder, they all used live events. Etsy is the craft site. Etsy went out to all the craft fairs. People that already have your market, right? That's the thing over and over and over. Tinder, I mentioned, Whitney went to the universities. And then Facebook, Lyft, and Yelp used geo launches with data-informed expansion. So they started with one geographic territory and then tested, and then their data showed them who was likely to want the services next. And so they chose carefully to expand gradually so that they didn't overwhelm their servers and things like that as they were getting going. So these are all things that you can do, I think, and learn from. And so I love taking a look at all these different examples and saying, how can I put these to use in my business? So this is the story of True Conversion. True Conversion is the analytics software thing that I told you that we bought for digital marketers. So we added leveraged customer acquisition channel too. So this was an existing SaaS, so there's no development time. It was already a vendor to digital marketers, so we knew that it was good. We knew we liked the product. They had an existing development team. We had decided we were going to build an LMS, and we did not have a software team, nor did we know how to develop software. So we just bought one. And one of the things that Mike didn't get to talk to you about was acqui-hiring, which is acquisition and hiring. You basically acquire to get teams. So we bought this as much as anything to get the dev team. And we did a 5-figure down. It was 10,000 down with an owner carry, but I used something that I will tell you about when we get to the M&A stuff. My favorite thing in the world is a deferred down payment. Now you may ask yourself what a deferred down payment is. If you think about a down payment, that's what you pay immediately to buy something, right? But if you want to make it sound like you're paying something down to acquire something, but you don't want to pay it right now, you give them a deferred down payment. So I deferred the down payment 30 days, which allowed us to mail the list and generate enough to create 24,000 pounds in monthly recurring revenue in the first month before we even had to make the first 10,000 payment. So that to me is, those deals are so fun. You just do them over and over and over and over.